Today I want to show you a technique that I kind of borrowed from role-playing games for writing about characters using a dice. Now I'm a big fan of the rule of three, and for those who don't know the rule of three, I like to give my characters three character traits. But for this demonstration I'm actually going to use 7 based on the 7 deadly sins and the 7 beatified virtues. So I'm going to write vice here, and virtue over here. And I'll replace the pen. Okay. So I'm going to write pride and its opposition, humility. And just draw a line between the two. Now I'm going to write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each line. Five, 6. Now you might want a character who is more has more humility than pride. So you're going to back off over to the pride side, if that makes sense. You've got to kind of work in reverse. So if this was a meterage or a gauge, you're going to have more humility than pride. But if you're a very proud character, you'd actually have more pride than humility. So we're not looking at the actual numbers at this point. We're just looking at how far along the spectrum you would be. So for instance, I'm going to have, and you can actually roll a dice to get your number. Okay, you can use a deck of cards if you don't have a dice. Just need something to generate a number between 1 and 6. I'm actually going to go with a incredibly humilified and humble character for the purpose of demonstration, and I've switched to a red marker. I want someone who's more contented than envious. I want someone who's got greater temperance than gluttony. And I'm just doing them in order here just to demonstrate. I want someone who's about 50-50 between the lust and chastity, so they might be torn between the two. Exactly how you play it is up to you. Someone who is more serene than impulsive or vengeful. You could have selfless versus selfishness. You could actually have vengeance versus not giving a damn. 6 there, and sloth, I'll just roll up another 6. So I've got a very lazy versus patient person. So when it comes to making a decision about not doing something, you've got to word it in a way that they're being slothful or lazy versus hanging back and being patient. Now under each of these, just got to check my notes. Under each circle, I'm going to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Under this one, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and going backwards, 1. To the mathematicians out there, you might want to make that -1, but that is irrelevant. Okay? It doesn't matter if they're positive or negative. Under the circled one, I'll write 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This is going to give me the magnitude of what I'm about to write about when my character makes their decision. 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, You can place these in any order you like. I'm just doing this as a demonstration. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll put up the reactions at the end. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if my character, for instance, is making a decision between someone's paying them a compliment, should they be prideful and say, yes, aren't I fantastic? Or should they be show humility and humbleness? I'm going to roll the dice. I've rolled a 2. That's the number I've actually rolled. I should be using a black dice, I don't have one. And the magnitude is 1. Now on my other sheet over here, I'm going to put this up at the end of my ramble. Number 1, a magnitude of 1, character makes an appropriate comment. So they're going to be humilified and they're just probably going to say, thank you. If, for instance, they rolled a 3, and I'll check my sheet again, character makes an appropriate action. So to show humility, they may shake someone's hand, or they may give them something, or they may even hide the trophy or whatever it is that they've received. 3, character makes an appropriate action and another character makes an appropriate comment. So they may do as the appropriate action, hand someone their trophy or their award, but then the other character says, don't you want this? Or isn't there something that you've worked towards? If they roll a 4, character makes an appropriate action and other secondary characters react. So more than one character is going to react. So you might have them, they've received an award, they're putting it away or they're giving it away, and 2 characters are going to make a reaction to that. Maybe shock, horror, maybe they're going to gasp, maybe they're going to not so much make a comment, but they're going to show a reaction to it. And then if they had a roll of 5, you can't actually roll a 6. But if they you can roll the 6 because it's there. But if you've got a magnitude of 5, so that they've rolled a 6, you've got a magnitude of 5, the character acts and the secondary character will follow or imitate them. So they might pass their award on to somebody else and say, look, you're a huge fan of mine, perhaps you'd appreciate this more than I would. And then the magnitude of that would encourage somebody else to do the same thing. Okay, I've tried to keep this as simple as I can. The sheet is a mess. So down here, for instance, on sloth, if you roll a 1, your magnitude is 5. So someone's going to be really lazy and another person will be lazy with them as well. So for instance, you're waiting for someone to do something and I'm just going to watch a movie because I'm bored and, it's going to happen when it happens. Another person will watch the movie with them. If they roll the 2, if you roll the 2, they've got a magnitude of 4. The character makes the appropriate action, so they're going to watch the movie and another character reacts to that probably by saying, how about this one? I'm going to, if you roll a 3, your magnitude is 3, the character makes the appropriate action, so they're just going to be really lazy about something. Just let it happen, let it take its due course, and the other person's going to say, what, is that all you're going to do? The character, if you roll the 2, sorry, in this case the 4, you get a magnitude of 2. The character makes an appropriate action. And so they just go off and watch the movie. And if you roll the 5, you've got a magnitude of 1, so they're only going to make an appropriate comment. they won't actually watch the movie, but they might as well say, might as well watch a movie while we're waiting. So you're showing the vices and the virtues without actually talking about them, without actually using these words. If you wanted to, you could have a character react by saying, that's a lot of pride, or that's very humble, or you seem very content with this. Well, that's an interesting decision to make, but it's just an easy way that I found, very easy way to get your character to make a decision and for you to show versus tell other characters of what is clumsy versus non-clumsy, the selfless versus selfish, act versus react, or being proactive versus being reactive. You can use any combination of these. I like to use 3 of them per character, especially if you've got a heap of different characters. And I hope this is of some use to you.
Gentleman, well and good, she'd like to have one if she only could. She can bite a time, there's love in the books.